Well, good morning. You know, I didn't check the set on these. And it's got a weird... Alright, I guess it's alright. Alright, they're even. I was kind of worried about that for a minute. Weird pattern on the stone with the water. I'm going to leave it. appreciate the 70 people watching. I really appreciate if you hit that thumbs up button. Help the algorithm out, get more people watching, and it does help our little business. We're Sharpen Right Services. We're located in League City, Texas. League City's halfway between Houston and Galveston on the Texas Gulf Coast. We sharpen salon and barber and pet grooming shears, and we're doing salon shears this morning for a nice lady that was off today that dropped off her shears. We also do clipper blades, sewing and industrial scissors, and just about any kind of knife. Looks pretty good. Arthur, thank you very much for watching as always. So we have 9 pairs of salon shears to sharpen. So we'll see how long I keep the camera on. Arthur, that's not something I would do. Probably need to find you a machine shop. Alright, looks pretty good. Well, I appreciate the 114 people watching out there. I hope you hit that thumbs up button. And if you're so inclined, please subscribe to the channel. Look at my lights in the here. There we go. All right, looks pretty good. Salon or barber shears, you could call them either one, but that's correct. She's a stylist. She works at a salon. But I think she does both men's and women's hair. She drove about 50 miles to get here this morning. She said she couldn't find a sharpener she trusted up in her area. She was off today. She asked me if I could get them done today. I said, sure, I'd be happy to. So if you bring them over in the morning, I'll have them done, all done in the afternoon for you. So she was going to go take a tour of NASA. We're really close to the Johnson Space Center here south of Houston. So she was going to go to what's called Space Center, Houston, take a tour of NASA. Trying to polish the back of this shear is pretty messed up. Yeah, that's correct. That's a fan sucking the dust into the dust collector. There's a dust collector right here, and that background noise is my dust collection system on. You don't want to breathe this dust, that's for sure. I should be wearing a mask, but I'm standing, so I'm high enough away from this. Hopefully I'm not breathing a whole lot in. And I got fans pushing the air this way and this way. Well, it's still pretty warm down here in Texas, and I've got all my fans on in my shop, so that's a lot of what you're hearing. Winter has not come to Texas yet. Fall hasn't come to Texas yet. Chris, this machine is about $3,500 just for this machine alone. To learn how to sharpen properly, about $7,500 is what you'll spend to start a shear, just to sharpen salon, barber, and pet grooming shears with training and everything. You can make about $1,000 a day if you hustle. It's not super hard to learn. It just takes time. It's like any other skill. The more you do it, the better you get at it. No, I'm not set up in my pickup truck. I'm inside my shop, which is a garage in a house. I do have a pickup truck that I use, but I don't sharpen salon and barber shears out of the truck unless I just absolutely have to. I'll sharpen knives out of the truck. I can see a problem on the tip. Let's see what this one looks like. I may have to resharpen these. I've missed a spot. This one's okay, but I got a spot on this other blade that I'm going to have to work, I think. East Texas, near Houston, south of Houston. Austin is in the central part of Texas. I think I'm gonna be all right. Let's keep going. correct. I'm halfway between Houston and Galveston. All right, looks good. No, I don't go down there. There's nothing down there for me. All right, looks good. All right, we got a good edge on it, I think. Well, I appreciate everybody watching out there. I hope you hit that thumbs up button. I also hope if you would like, subscribe to the channel. It does help our little business out down here in Texas. We do mail-in sharpening from all around the United States. And believe it or not, people find us on YouTube, which is surprising. It was never my intent when I started this YouTube channel. The YouTube channel was just for my own entertainment. And it's actually turned into a great way to bring in business and also meet people, other sharpeners from all around the United States. Met some really good people. And I enjoy chatting back and forth while I'm sharpening. Oh, that's too tight. Oh, you know, it just depends on the day there, Arthur. Sometimes it's 10, 12 hours. Sometimes it's 3 or 4. I like the way that feels. It's cutting pretty good. I feel something. Let's check the tendon a little bit there. All right, let's test them now. Oh, what's the little tool? It's called a UFO tool. If you've ever seen Salon and barber shears, they use a little nut like that, and see it's got a little prongs on it, so you can take that off and adjust it. So they call it a UFO tool because it's really from, this is what it looks like. When you buy a pair of Salon shears, this is an old rusty one, but this comes with the Salon shears or barber shears, so you can adjust your shears. And so I had a guy in Oklahoma make this for me. I have arthritis real bad, so he made that for me. It's a little bit better grip. Yeah, it's kind of a screwdriver kind of thing. All right, those are cutting good. Well, may come back to these later. All right, we're going to do another pair. We're going to keep moving. So we got another pair to do. So you see the little screw on there? You can't use a regular screwdriver because it's got to be split like that. And this little tool doesn't work on every one of them. I've got multiple sizes of these, so this one's not going to work real well. Works well enough for me to get it off. This one particular one's got a bearing in it, so I got to get that bearing out. She doesn't take very good care of her shears. They're kind of corroded up. I'd like to be able to get that bearing out. And it's not going to come out, is it? Well, I'm not going to spend a bunch of time worrying about it. I'm going to keep going. Looks pretty good. I don't see any huge damage. I got a new lighted magnifying glass, so that's where I'm up here and to the right that I'm using. It works really well. Just got it. Just did a product review on it that I uploaded last night. If you're looking for if you do hobbies where you need a magnifying glass and a light, check out that YouTube video. They sell it on Amazon, and it really works really well for me. There's a little nick right at the tip of this shear. And I think I got it. If you're just joining us, we're Sharpen Right Services. We're located in League City, Texas. We sharpen salon, barber, and pet grooming shears. These are salon shears we're sharpening this morning. We also sharpen clipper blades. We sharpen sewing and industrial scissors and just about any kind of knife. Almost there. Still the same. Both blades had a little nick right there at the tip. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Wow. Oh, sorry about that. Kyle, I do not. Sorry. We're almost there. We got a really nice ride line on these shears. I think we're good. We can go to the next step. What I didn't do is check the set, so let's do that. Also need to clean that out a little bit. This is kind of nasty. That looks good. We're going to move the camera. All right, I think we got a good burr. think I got a flat spot right there. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it just a kiss with a little bit more aggressiveness, just a hair. There we go. I don't normally like to do that, but I had a little flat spot. Well, if you're watching out there, tell me where you're watching from. That looks real good. All right. Same thing, got a flat spot on there, I assume from the last sharpener. And so I'm going to take some material off to get it nice and even. And that did it. Well, I hope everybody's having a wonderful day wherever you're at. It's hot down here in Texas. Not as hot as it has been, but it's still warm. Very nice. I think these are going to come out really better than the first pair. I may have to do something. I may have to resharpen that first pair. I got a little spot on the tip of one of the blades. I don't like the way it looks. Just a little bit more. There we go. Well, it's a shame more people aren't watching. I try to do these live streams to get more subscribers. Matt, this is a 1,000 grit. I'm getting ready to switch to a 6,000. This is a Sharpen ceramic stone. You can get them on Amazon. I don't really need to go to 6,000 on these ride lines. That's probably a little over polished. So I don't spend a whole lot of time on the 6,000. Oh, that was not good. I still see a little shadow right there. Let me look in my magnifying glass. right, after a better look, it looks fine. That one looks real good. All right, we're going to reassemble them and test them. I couldn't get that bearing out, so I just left it in there. I usually like to take it out and clean it, but this girl doesn't take very good care of her shears. Oh, that didn't feel good at all. Let me go to the wheel a little bit here. Well, she's missing a bumper too, so I got to replace that bumper. Oh, it's cutting great. Let's try some hair. We're going to have to switch out the bumper. My fans are blowing my paper towel. Make sure they cut at the tip. And they are cutting real good at the tip. All right, let's change the bumper out. And this is a fairly new pair of shears too. I don't know how the bumper's missing. Make sure it's cutting still. Maybe just a little bit of an adjustment on it. I'm just going to take the bumper down just a hair. I'm not going to bend the handles if I don't have to. Much better. They weren't quite closing with the new bumper, and now they are. Let's do a final adjustment. That looks pretty good. Maybe a little too tight. Let's back it off one click. There we go. That's better. Very smooth. I like to put a little rubber band on and know that I've done those, because I'm going to walk off here in a little bit and forget where I sharpened and where I haven't. Alright, we got another pair to do. A little crunchy. Wizard brand. I don't know what a Wizard brand is. Ugh, that's nasty. Guys, this is the shears when you go get your hair cut, how they treat their shears. Look at the junk in there. They don't clean them. That's skin and hair and dirt from everybody she's cut hair for. I clean everything with %90 rubbing out. Look at that. I want you to see that nasty stuff inside there. Ugh. Alright, I gotta find my little Scotch-Brite pad. So it takes me 10 minutes just to get all the nasty grit and grime out of the shears before I can even sharpen them. And all it would take for them is to keep these clean and cutting better is to clean them every day with rubbing alcohol. Good. We need to kick this into high gear. looks good. $161 people watching. I appreciate y'all watching out there. Really appreciate it. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. Help the algorithm out, help our little business out. We do mail-in sharpening from all around the United States. And believe it or not, we get some business from YouTube. Once again, I'm gonna get aggressive and put the right angle on this. Well, I appreciate everybody watching out there, keeping me company. Hope you're having a great day wherever you're at. If you're just joining us, we're sharpening Salon shears. Well, greetings to anybody that just joined. Hope you're having a great day. I know I am. I'm enjoying myself. Right stick, this is what's called a convex edge shear. So it's like an airplane wing. It slopes down this way. So the only way to make that shape is to be able to rotate the shear, what you call a wiggle. I'm basically removing the material on this side of the blade to come down to that convex, to the point, to the cutting edge. I don't want to leave a flat bevel. Check out my channel. I've got lots of tutorial videos on sharpening shears. And you see how it's slick, it's curved downward. It's a Japanese style convex edge. The Japanese came up with this probably in the late 60s, early 70s from a German barber shear. You know, German barber shears are like sewing scissors. They've got a big beveled edge on them. They're very crunchy when they cut hair. Whereas a Japanese style shear is very smooth when it cuts. I work this. You work the inside line. You see that line there? You work that inside line on whetstones. And I'm going to go back to the whetstone here in just a minute. Some guys do it at the beginning. Some guys do it at the end. I just happen to do it both. I like to establish a nice ride line before I go to the flat hone and work the outside of the shear. But that's just me. It's a little extra time. I think it produces a better edge, but some guys will argue with me. You know, to each his own. The client is all that counts. I've been doing salon shears for about 7 years now. And I've got a very good clientele. This lady drove over 50 miles to bring me these shears this morning because of my reputation. Yeah, you know, you buy some worn out scissors. I do that too. I don't do hair shears because I have no use for the hair shears. You know, I don't cut hair. But a good pair of sewing scissors, yeah, or a knife. Buy them cheap, sharpen them, resell them. It's a good deal. I have a ton of old sewing scissors and also a ton of salon scissors. I use those to train people. I train people how to sharpen, so I've always got old scissors and shears around. So you can see right now I'm working this inside line. See that line from the tip all the way around the J need to be like glass. So this is 1,000 grit stone. Heck yeah, man. Well, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I do a lot of sewing and industrial scissors. I enjoy doing those better than I do the hair shears. Hair shears are a little bit more tedious. So many things that can go wrong. I resurface them about every 10 pairs of shears. After I get finished today, I'll have to I use a 400 grit, actually I use a 200 grit diamond plate first, and then I use a 400 grit diamond plate to finish it. Once again, a little more work than most people do, but I like the finish and the flatness that the 400 diamond plate produces. And I got a couple of videos on that. Go to my YouTube channel and Whetstone Maintenance. I've got multiple videos on it. And I have links to the plates. I got them on Amazon. The last 2 plates I bought on Amazon. Alright, so this is 1,000 grit stone. Now I'm going to go to the 6,000. 6,000's a little over the top, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the 6,000. I want the surface about 3,000. And just a few passes on the 6,000 will get me to where I want to be. I'm going to look at my magnifying glass to make sure, and it looks great. Let's do this one and then we'll reassemble. It's water. It's just water. That looks real good. That's all I need. I have a lighted magnifying glass over here. I'm looking at the edge with, make sure I've got all the burrs off of it. And then I'm going back to the felt pad on the flat hone, just to kiss the pad a little bit, just to make sure I don't have any micro burrs or anything on it. It looks really good. Magnifying glass is your friend. I'm going to hit it with a little bit more alcohol just to make sure I got all the smudges off of it. And I saw a little something on this one in the magnifying glass. Let me take it up there and look at it. Jose, unfortunately I don't speak Spanish. I would have to translate that. I only know a little bit of Spanish. That looks good. All right, we're going to need to clean up some of this hardware. I said this girl does not take care of her shears. They're pretty dirty. It's funny you say that. I've got a bunch of them right here. I have a bunch of strip lights on my benches, and then I have a bunch of those clamp-on lights, like a desk lamp. I have 2 of them above my head. And then I have all kinds of fluorescent lights in the ceiling. I have a ton of lights in my shop. You're exactly right. You know you're sharpening if you know the refractions of the light. That is so important. I tell people that and they're like, "What are you talking about?" I say, "Man, you got to see the edge. You got to see the sparks. I mean, I call them starburst on the edge, even on knife sharpening." All right, I'm gonna have to use my air compressor and look at this. I want you to see that. That is nasty. Oh, that is so gross. All right, I gotta go use my air compressor. Yeah, I've tried those little bowls with the magnets on them, and I didn't really like it because then it'll magnetize the parts. I don't like that. These are those little dog food containers. I save them from the dog food, and they get dirty and nasty. I just throw them away. I've tried different things over the years. Didn't care for the magnifying. I mean, the magnetized. All right, that looks pretty good. Yeah, I do have an ultrasonic cleaner. That just takes time. I needed to get these done today. You're right. I should have thrown all the other ones in the ultrasonic cleaner. Oh, that cuts good. All right, let's try it here. Back, middle, and the tip. Oh yeah, cuts great. All right, there's one done. All right, guys, that's over an hour live stream, so we're going to cut it off here. That's 75 minutes of live stream. And I'm going to go ahead and get me something to drink and sit down for a minute. Hey, man, I hope you subscribe to my channel, and I hope you come back on again. Appreciate you watching. Appreciate the great questions. Always love talking to fellow sharpeners. Especially ones that know what they're doing, and obviously you do. All right, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great day. I may sign back on later, but I'm going to take a little break. That's 75 minutes of me standing here. And I've got 6 more pairs to do, but I need to take a little break. Have a great day, folks. Take care.